Evening, guys. Welcome again to What's in Your Hand Woodworking live stream. For this evening live, I am trying to still keep up with my weekly goals that I had set. Unfortunately, I have also learned one of those harsh lessons that in order for you to accomplish your goals, you have to press. Today I was at work and I was feeling not so well. As a matter of fact, I've started to have a mild headache from yesterday, and I believe that I was lacking in this vital component, which is water. So that is why I'm here with my water bottle today. I'm encouraging you to partake of water. It really makes a difference. So what I want to do today, still have a lot to do, and as you know, time doesn't really stay. It is always flowing like a river, just going and going and going. And if you don't move with the flow and do something, it just go away, leave you in the dark, and before you know it, you don't accomplish none of your goals. None, absolutely none. So I think I was off to a good start yesterday, and I want to keep up the momentum. So today, what I want to do, I want to, start the first phase of the glow up and also start to see if I can get a little bit of cleaning done today also. So that's what is on the table for today, you know. Um, so what I'm going to do, what I have here, these are some no, white oak hardwood floor. I got them about 2 years ago, or yeah, about almost 2 years ago, and I've been keeping them. But what I use them to do is I use them to make key and little holders, and I also use them to make cutting boards. So for today, I'm going to use these to make a cutting board. I had made one of these cutting boards before, or a couple of them before, but the person who I gave the last one to say that they wanted a bigger one. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make it, but this time around, I'm going to do something a bit different. I'm going to add different species of board to see if I can get a different pattern variation in the end grain pattern that I normally do for this cutting board. So first, I'm going to cut it down to size, then run it through my thickness planer, glue up, and then move on to the cleaning phase. So you can follow it. Because as I say, um, it's really about pushing through, sticking to your goals, find ways and means to stay motivated. Don't quit. Press, keep on going, and you will accomplish something by just working. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut down these pieces of board to the length that I intend on gluing them up for the end grain pattern cutting board. So the board that I'm making is going to be at least an inch and a half thick by 24 by 12. So I'm going to cut down these boards to this particular dimension and then get my thickness planer, run them through the thickness planer, then from the thickness planer to the circular saw. So that's pretty much um what I have to do. While I was at it yesterday, um I was home. Sometime I scroll through Facebook Marketplace to see stuff that I can refurbish or put a twist to it. And I actually saw a dresser that I took. What I'm going to do with that dresser is that I'm going to refinish it in a different color. I will be doing a live when I'm doing it. I hope you guys would enjoy that live. This dresser, I'm actually going to keep it to see going to keep it to see how it turns out. And if it indeed turns out to be something that I like, what I'm going to do in the future is that I'm going to start to get some of those dressers and finish them in some accent finish. And basically, yeah, that's what my intention is for the future in terms of getting some of those furnitures that are, when people get different furnitures and the one that they have, they believe that they would have outlived it. I definitely believe that you can always add life to something that may be deemed, somebody want to get rid of a furniture, they want to discard it, or they want to throw it in the landfill. I always try to see if I can put a spin to it and give it a new life. And I find great pleasure in doing so. So now I'm going for my thickness planer, ah, which is a workout in itself. Because whenever I take this out, I'm taking out 92 pounds. And then I have to bring in back this 92 pounds. One day, one day, I will be able to have it in a designated spot where I don't have to move it. But until then, I have to do what I have to do. So that's my motto. Yeah, so that's I'm going to run these through the thickness planer, cut it down to the desired dimension. Bring up this. Give me a second. Check on something. Mhm. So how was your day? What were your day? What did your day work out for you guys today? For me, I went to a new location to work. It was a little bit different from all the locations that I've ever worked before. But at the end of the day, I still have a job. Seeing that the country that I live in now is currently under government shutdown, and a lot of people are worried about their pay and if they will still be able to have their jobs. But I am still, I can still afford because I'm still working, so I'm thankful for that. So, so I'm just checking something to see who has joined the live so far. Making a check to see who's on. Yeah. So yeah. So today I definitely had a wonderful time at work. It's, I have the privilege to work on historical buildings and all those things because my company is specialized in historical restoration. So I get to see a lot of the history of this country, and it's a joy. And Gracelyn, nice to have you with us today. So, as I said, for today, I'm just going to run these piece of board through the thickness planer, cut off the groove and tongue on it, cut it down into two inches strip or inch and a half strips, do it up, set it aside, and move to something else because that is actually the first phase of an end grain cutting board. Depending on the pattern that you're going for, it can be one, two, three, four globes, especially if you want to make the chaotic cutting board, it requires at least 4 to 5 globes. But for this one, I think I will be only doing at least 3 globes for this one. So I hope you guys enjoy the first stage. So I'm going to talk to you. That's one part now. So the next part that I'm going to do now is I'm done with this for the day. So you know what? To make my work easy, as long as I'm finished with this, what I do is I take it in. So that means when it comes to the packing up stage, as I'm saying, remember yesterday I would have said that if you were on the live, I would have said that what I want to do is come up with a more efficient way of working. So what I do now is whatsoever I'm not using, I just replace them back in because they just cannot stay out. And then I'm going to take these back in. So the next phase now is I'm going to set up my baby, which is my Skills drop side 10-inch table saw, which I recommend for anyone who has a desire to do woodworking. This saw is one that can be used. Um, I find it to be very helpful. Actually, I started off by purchasing a Grizzly 10-inch job site saw, no, cabinet saw on Facebook Marketplace. And I had also had a Ryobi job site saw. I gave that away. It just wasn't giving me the result that I was looking for. And I don't know if I had ever shared the story with you guys that what I had wanted to purchase was a good saw. I wanted to purchase a Laguna Fusion table saw, but it would not have worked out in my favor because, as you can see, to have a saw like that, it requires having a shop where it has its own space. So I could not have had that saw, but I'm still grateful. Let me set this. So what I'm going to do now, I don't. Let me see if you guys are seeing what I'm doing. Yes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rip down these pieces of boards into strips, and then I'm going to glue them. So because it has a glue tongue on it right here, I'm going to cut off this glue tongue, and then I'm going to cut, after I cut down all of these tongues off the board, I'm going to set the table saw to at least 2 inches, and then rip all these boards down into two pieces. So that's my next step. So let me set the blade. First, let me if the blade to a specific height at it for it to cut the board. The side's supposed to be good. Then I'm going to bring across the fence. Yeah, so this is supposed to be good. And I'm going to set it right there. And then let me cut one. Okay. No. No. Yeah. Whoa. Very good. Very good. You know what? You look good. I'm not wearing any PPE, and that's not safe when using the table saw. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run and grab one of my safety gear because I need my eyes. Without my eyes, I won't be able to see. So just give me a second. Let me run and grab one of those safety glass from the inside and get back. I have to protect myself. And safety begins with you, or safety begins with me. Let me get a glass because I have a lot of these safety glasses. And to see something damage my eye without using proper safety gears, it would be devastating, not just for me, but also for my family. So let me get my safety gear. So I'm back, guys. Look, that was quick, less than a minute. So less than a minute to save my eyes from being shattered by the splinters coming off this blade. Sometimes they fly back at high speed. So now I'm going to set the blade to 2 inches. Yeah, 2 inches, thereabout. Yeah, 2 inches. Then I'm going to rip these down, all of these down into 2 inches strips. Pretty much straightforward. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm. Yeah. That's how I get the desired thickness that I'm looking for. When I'm finished putting down these boards. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The next thing I want to do now is to check to see if all these boards that I have ripped out is giving me the thickness that I'm looking for. Because if I'm not getting the thickness that I'm looking for, I may have to improvise and add something more to bring it to the thickness. So I'm going to, because this is basically lamination, I'm going to see if I get the desired thickness that I'm looking for on this cutting board that I'm making. Yeah, based on what I'm seeing so far. Looks like I'm coming up short. At least it looks that way, as if I'm coming up short in terms of what I want. All of these that I have, let me check it. Yeah, let me check and see something. What I'm getting here is just 7.5 inches, and I really need at least 13 inches. So I need a couple more pieces of board. So let me see what I can do to remedy this challenge. We have to run inside to grab some more boards to work on this beautiful cutting board that I'm building. So I need at least, let me see, 7.5 inches. I need a couple pieces more to bring it up to the actual um, thickness that I'm looking for. So I'm going to have few different pieces of board to help to bring it up to what I want. Yeah. So I guess that was part on my calculation. Yeah. See my wife. Yeah. See that yeah, um, mhm. Okay. Thing with these go and check it. I know I am up and down searching for more, searching for additional pieces of board to add to this collection, to this cutting board. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Searching and think I'm finding board. Yes, lovely. Mm, think I'm getting there. This should pretty much be it. Yeah, test it out first. Yes, guys, I ran a little bit short. So what I have to do is improvise. So here I have a piece of flattening that I'm going to add to this cutting board to bring a little bit of like a little to help make a pattern. So let me test to see if I'm still inching closer to the desired mark. Let me see. That's really close. I'm still off by a whisker or a hair. But nonetheless, I'm getting there. So I need one more tube of board, like, to get what I'm looking for. So this is, uh, it seems as if I never did the proper preparation for this one. It's giving me a little bit of a challenge. Let me see something in terms of the length. Oh, just a little bit too short. Mm, close to, very close to what I want, but still a little bit off. Let me see the length. Uh, Still a little bit off. Trying to figure out if there's a way I could. So you know what? I'm going to solve this problem right now. Problems were meant to solve, so I'm on it. So I'm going to get this problem sorted out. It's like right now. No, not with this or this. Give me a second. Give me, give me. Not different. Okay. So yes, I just remember that we can. So this is how I'm going to fix this problem. I just remember that I had this thick piece of white oak that I was saving for something, but um, seeing that I run into a spot now, I finally find use for it. So let me see something. Let me check something with this to see if it will take me directly to the finishing line. Yes, right up on the finishing line, but it requires a little bit of work. So let me get to it. So that's what you call being determined. I have that level of determination and finding ways and means how to solve the problem. So here I had this sitting in my sitting in storage for a while. So you see, I finally find use for it. So um, so I'm going to add it to the bill. But first, I will have to go over to my outdoor planner, which is, it has been going through a hard time because of where I store it. So I'm finally coming up with ways and means how to keep all of my outdoor tools protected from the elements. So that's what I'm working on now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it over to my planner, try to get to work to get it straight and then bring it back to the table saw. So let me show you guys what I'm doing. It's, although it seems as if my own I may be It seems as if I might only be able to just do the glue up today, but I'm pushing along. So I'm going to first get a flat surface. Let me get the surface flat, and then get another straight surface. It may look old, but it works like at least. So, well, so you can see it works. Huh? You get it straight, you get it straight. You see it. So you can see the board is looking so far. Okay, then I'm going to do this part, get it square. Fine. Okay. So let me go back over here to my table saw. Going back to the table saw. So what I want to do now is I want to um cut off this edge, like straighten it up, and then I want to resaw this board to the dimension that I'm using for the cutting board, which is 2 inches. Or better yet, let me resaw it first, and then I'll just cut down the pieces that I need. So I'm going to resaw this piece of board for 2 inches, to 2 inches, and then move from there. So I'm going to make a couple passes on the table saw. I'm going to start to cut it and then slowly raise up the blade and then flip the board to get the actual dimension that I want. So let me get back my electricity. Yeah, get back my electricity. So what I'm doing, so I'm putting it, yes, 2 inches. Actually, an idea just came across my mind, and I think I'm going to work with it. Yeah, I definitely think I'm going to work with that idea in terms of design wise. There you go. I have a nice piece of wood remaining from this. And used to do something different. Nice piece of white oak. So now I'm going to actually what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut off this edge. Or better yet, I think I should just use my thickness planer to get it straight. Let me test something. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah. Getting somewhere. Getting somewhere, my friends. Getting somewhere. So what I want to do now is that I think I'm going to just rip this down in two pieces. Or better yet, I'm thinking about letting it stay, letting it stay just the same as it is. But maybe my other idea will serve out to be a little bit. You know what? I'm going to test this. I'm going to test it this way. So I'm not going to. Let me check to see if I have the actual thickness that I want. Let me check to see that. Then I'm going to move to the glue up phase. Just checking to see if you're uncomfortable when you're working around any table saw. You believe it might just go off by itself, but remove all your fingers, all digits. The safest thing to do is to unplug it and then do your work. That way you have a great level of security in terms of your fingers. Or you bring down the blade, you bring down the blade and work from that's if you're working with a table saw as a workbench at the same time. Okay, so let me see what is the dimension that I am getting here. Okay, this is pretty much good. I'm getting what I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get my clamp. Um, so I don't have to use these boards. So I'm going to use it just like this. So when I'm finished with the glue up, and I'm going to then I pass it through the thickness plane again to get everything flat on the same surface. Then I'm going to cut this down to its dimension. Then I flip it and I will have a pattern. So I'm just dying to see what that pattern is going to look like. Let me mark this. Let me mark this and get it cut down to its oh, I like that name. Jesus and Sandy. Is it that? Let me look at it good. I definitely like that name. Definitely like that name. You're Sandy. Yeah, I like that name. So let me mark this and get it cut to the dimension that I want it to be. Um, then we'll line up the glue station. So I'm going to cut it off right here and save this piece of walnut. I don't want it white oak. I don't want to glue it up in the glue up. So I'm going to get my tassel back again. Place it right here for this quick cut. Because at the end of the day, as I'm saying, I would have accomplished something. I would have accomplished something in my daily, in my weekly goals. And I was saying the very same thing yesterday that sometimes you may not accomplish everything that you want to do, but make sure that at least you put out your your 100% effort to do something. That way you would have had a productive week. Because one of the things is that for today is a busy day for me. My son goes to swimming class 6:30. So my son goes to swimming class 6:30, and I try my best to be at every single one because I believe that it's a joy to see him in his swimming class. So I try my best to make sure that I am there. I'm going to transfer these boards over to the work table where I normally do my works. Pretty much quick process. I'm transferring them to the blow up table. Yeah, taking them over to the blow up table. And since I'm going inside and I'm not going to really be using this speeder again, let me take this speed. This is definitely for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll have more time because I will be just you know, y- do a glue up and then back to my cleaning. Because I had set 3 goals for the week. Micah, one of them is to clean up, make a cutting board, and then make some wooden sign for my believe that would be those signs. You're going to feel excited to see them. Um, yeah, definitely. But just one of those days, get my glue bottle, get my glue, get the glues, plus the clamps, the glue roller, and then hit the glue table. Yeah, I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling excited about this board already, and it's just the first glow up. You know, so you can see this thing. Yeah, for I cutting board groups. I normally use 513. It's more like an all-purpose glue, and it can deal with it is waterproof. It's a waterproof glue as long as it is dry. So you'll have your cutting boards for a good while. So let me set up my table. Set up my clamps. Set up my clamps. Don't know if you recall how this area used to look. Yesterday I was on a cleaning up drive. No, it's looking totally different. And, I, and I'm definitely proud of myself for the way how it turns out. It turned out, yeah, definitely proud of myself. Hmm? So, yeah, let me fix this way. Let's get this on. Yeah, this on. And then all of these. Check if I have enough glue in this bottle. I don't think so. So what I'm going to do now, what I do is that I used to buy just these small bottles of glue. But since lately I started to buy the 1 gallon because it lasts me much longer and I get to do a lot with it. What happened to your son? I don't want you get to watch TV. But we'll still go on the road. We'll still go on the road. We'll still go on the road, so the boy. It's okay. Okay? Must soon come. Yeah? Yeah, daddy soon come. Just doing this glow up and then come. Okay? Is you throw away those? Throw them in up outside. Okay. Okay. Daddy soon come, okay? Yeah, so that's my son. He just reach home. And as long as my son reach home, my time is dwindling down. It is inside. It's limited. My time is limited now. I have to do what I have to do and get inside because we have to go on the road. So let me wrap up this glue up. You know, as I said, I'm excited about this board. So let me get it wrapped up. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So one time I just used to spread the glue on the board and use my hand to rub it in, but sometimes my hand pick up some splinter. And what I did, I went on Amazon, I got these. The best thing, like in Jamaica, they would say the best thing since sliced bread. So I got those, I got this. So as a result, it helps me to make my glue up a little bit quicker. I'm just making sure that I'm putting on enough glue on these board. cover up every edges. Yeah, yeah. So all of these glue. I have to say that when I came from work since day and I was not feeling so 100. I think I was having a headache, but since I came into the shop and started to do this, for some reason my mind started to relax. That is why I encourage people to have an hobby, have something that you do that helps you to relax, that takes your mind away from what is going on around you, from the stress of everyday's life. You know, you need something to occupy your mind, to relax, something to meditate on. For me, I meditate upon the words of God because I ensure that I read my Bible on a daily basis or try to read my Bible every day, try my best, or to read something that is religious that also helps me to relax. So I'm just saying that you need something to help you to cope with the pressures of everyday life. You know, so that's pretty much it from me. And and have a good family support, our friends. Because in this life, no man lives for himself. You need to have surround yourself with good friends, friends who you can rely on. You need to have that in this time. Yeah, yes, that's what I'm saying. This is the best thing that one of the tools that I bought, this glue roller, and I'm definitely love it. It makes my glue up easy, and all I have to do is just rest it right here. And as soon as I'm finished with my glue up, I just wash it off with water, and it's ready again for the next use. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Just kind of have a like a glue dry up time for glue up also. That is one of the main reasons why I like it. Like using this specific type of um of glue type on tree. I highly recommend it for your glue ups. Try to make sure that you get see that proper squeeze out. Yeah. Let me bring this over here now. Yeah. Yeah. Then right here. I might need to add another clamp to this, but let me see what it looks like first in terms of this blow up. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Looks nice. Let me show you the other side. Supposed to see all the proper glow, the glue run out. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to set this aside and let it dry. Then later, when I come in from off the road, I'll um, dismantle it, clean off the glue edges. Or then tomorrow I'll run it through my thickness planer, screw it off, make the cuts, and go for the next glue up phase. So guys, I just want to thank you for joining me. My time is really running out, so I truly appreciate that you were here with me today on this live. I didn't really accomplish everything that I wanted to do, but I give thanks for what I have actually accomplished. So until then, see you guys on the next live. And thanks for joining. What is in your hand? Woodworking. Bye. See you guys again next time.